Hello guys, uh, welcome back to my channel. And it was a great uh, evening, and being a Sunday today. As you all know, India versus New Zealand, the third ODI. Um, it was a wonderful game, and I think after India losing the toss, India won the toss and put New Zealand into bat. So I think that was a mistake. I think India should have batted. I think after winning the toss and putting up a huge total, but then they thought otherwise and said that they wanted to chase down. But unfortunately, we didn't have our top order batsman in form. So that was a regret. Looking at Shubman Gill and looking at Rohit Sharma, and Rohit Sharma has not been in form for the past three matches, and I think he was looking very down. He was not looking very well because he was not active on the field. I could hardly see him executing or going and talking to Shubman Gill and maybe mentoring him. Of course, Rahul being the vice captain, I could see these two guys. They were on the field, coordinating and doing the field placements. But I didn't see Rohit Sharma, and neither even I seen Kohli coming up to the boys, coming up to the young guys, and telling them what to do and what not to do. But I think Daryl Mitchell took away the game. Even the last time he scored a century plus, and this time also he scored a century plus. And there was a great partnership by with him with Philip. The same duo, which last time put up a huge score on the board. So this was a good team effort, and I think New Zealand played very well to get about 338. That was a mammoth score. I think India could have chased down that score because keeping in mind, our top order didn't do really well. If our top order had done some, good for the team, it would have been definitely great because the boys didn't do really well. I could see only doing Kohli was scoring most of the runs, and he held the innings, but unfortunately he couldn't keep up right towards the end. And Kohli was just phenomenal. He's a master, batsman. You look at him like he's been so consistent in his matches. There's nothing much you can say. And the crowd, I was watching the crowd, in the stadium even after India going down 7 wickets and I think another about 40 or 60 runs there were. None of the audiences, none of the viewers or spectators left the stadium because they waited for Kohli to get that 100, and it was another milestone of 54 hundreds he's got. That was a great great achievement. So I think that our boys really, I think they should have pulled up the socks and had a good partnership. The first 10 overs, which they did not, and that was a mistake. I think that was a big disappointment. Shreyas Iyer, he came in, he couldn't make impact on the team. Shubman Gill was there, he came in for some time. He got about, I think, about 20 odd runs. So that was really pathetic. But then I think there was a 95 run partnership between Rana and Kohli. Rana got his 50 plus, and Kohli was around 120. Both making a good impact for the third ODI. But I think they brought up the score up. Of course, defending that 338 to at least 297. I think India reached 297. Yeah, and it was a decent score. They lost by around 41 runs. So I think if our boys, the front line had to do, had to create some partnerships. I think we would have pulled off this. But anyway, nevertheless, I think New Zealand won. I think after a long time, they say about 37 years of bilateral series in India, winning a series in India after a very very long time. They were quite ecstatic and very very excited about it, and I'm happy for them. They played really well. Daryl Mitchell, he's been consistent, so consistent that he has really batted thick and thin, and he never gave the opponents a chance to settle down. He was taking on the ball. He was taking on the field. He was, all the shots in the book, and he was doing it pretty well. But anyway, I think I should say that the coach should have looked at Rohit Sharma's performance. He didn't do much in uh, all the three games with New Zealand, but of course he was good with with the South African team. So I think keeping that form, that game which he played with South Africa was different, and coming to the New Zealand side, I think one at first two games, I think I think there's something bothering Rohit Sharma, and he was very quiet. Very I could see him very dull on the field. He was not. He didn't have that josh. Basically, Rohit Sharma, he was not up to his 100%. I could see. I don't know what is the reason behind it, but he was not really up to his 100%. And nevertheless, anyway, those are all internal matters for these guys to sort out. And Kohli also was not very uh, while fielding. He was not very involved, you know, during the match. But when he came to bat, he showed his intent, and he was mentoring the boys. He was mentoring the batsmen that were who were coming and joining him. Most of the time, and telling them how to play and how and to keep him company. And but he stood right to the end, I must say. Kohli, there's nobody can be like Kohli. He is a master class batsman, and he had to go for his shots because of course, towards the end, you can't expect much. There was hardly anybody to be with you and to give you company. If there was somebody, there, maybe if India were about 3 wickets down or 4 wickets down, then you would have another about 4 wickets, and Kohli would have definitely taken away the game from New Zealand. So since nobody was there in that, that order, the middle order collapsed. The tail end couldn't do much. Of course, you can't expect much from the tail end with Siraj and Kuldeep and Ashdeep. Yeah, the last three batsmen, there's nothing much you can accept for the bowling. So you know, Rana was quite good. He was quite impressive, and he was just hitting the ball out of the boundaries and lofting those sixes. It was a great game to watch. I was really enjoying that match. But I seen when I was watching the New Zealand the way they were batting, I think when the 35th over they were about 3 wickets down. I literally, I said the match is gone from us because when India lost the fourth wicket for about I think 60 odd runs, 60 or 64 odd runs. I thought no, there's nothing much left in this match because New Zealand has got some fantastic bowlers and they really bowled, right, uh, right on the wickets. They did not give much. You see, there was not much of width. They were just keeping stump to stump, and but I think it was Kohli's day all throughout, and everybody knows that if he sticks on for long, India wins matches. If he's not there, then India doesn't win matches. But of course, I must say, the last game, KL Rahul played exceptionally well to level the series. Uh, you know, um, Otherwise, if KL Rahul did not take India out of that, then we would have been 3-0. So after leveling the series, of course, obviously, India won the first match and second match New Zealand won. But in the second match, KL Rahul he had scored about he got a century in that, but still we couldn't save the game because of Mitchell and Philip with those two partnerships of theirs they had. So anyway, let's look out for the T20s, and I hope let's not be disappointed with this bilateral series. We still got 5 T20s with New Zealand, and hope to see you all there. And thank you for staying with us. And I look forward to you all being with me again. So thank you, and have a good day tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.